Greetings, folks. Chris here, and welcome to yet another on the Citizen Carry channel. Folks, just like everybody else, I had to get one of these. In fact, I've been wanting it for years. This is the SKS rifle. All right, folks, here it is. This is the SKS rifle, more specifically, the Chinese Type 56. So now you guys know, if you've been watching my channel, I have a Type 53, which is a bolt action. I'll show you that in a minute. And this is the Type 56, which of course, just like my Type 53 and just like any other surplus rifle that you get, the name of the game is Cosmoline. I am telling you what. And the other name, the second one, is restoration, because you're not going to want to keep the wood in the shape that it was when it came coated in Cosmoline. So there's many methods to that, getting rid of the Cosmoline. And because it's 3 degrees outside in Michigan at the time I got this thing, I used a heat gun to get rid of a lot of the Cosmoline. But anyway, this is my SKS in the condition that it's gonna be now. And this is totally with the wood restored and everything. Now, when I got this thing, it was coated in Cosmoline. And again, if you get a surplus firearm, you can pretty much count on Cosmoline, because they actually dip the whole firearm into a vat of Cosmoline and pull it out, wrap it in plastic, and it keeps this here gun from rusting up. So it's a good thing, but when you want to get the gun restored, just get ready for a whole bunch of work, because that's what you're going to do. And it's worth it. Now, this has been a labor of love, and I absolutely love this thing now. So when I first got it, actually, this is the second SKS I got. The first one had a real massive split right here in the foregrip, the wood part over the gas tube, and it was so prominent. I mean, it was like open 1/4 of an inch. So the people at Bud's Guns, where I got these, agreed that they would take the old one back and ship me another one, and this is what they did. Of course, this one was just as much coated in Cosmoline as the first one I got. But, so this one was in much better condition, and I was ready to go to work on it, and work I did. So here's what it looked like pretty much when I very first got it. And yep, it was just coated in Cosmoline, wrapped in a plastic bag, and shoved in somewhere, in some crate somewhere for many, many years. And near as I can tell, this is a 1957. Now, there's a couple different charts with a couple different ages of this firearm, but I think the most credible one I found had this one at 1957. But to get rid of the Cosmoline, I used a heat gun over most of this, and so I was going over the whole gun. You don't want to get too close and make the wood start smoking and stuff, but you use a heat gun until some of the Cosmoline comes up out of the wood, and you'll see it. It'll look wet. You wipe it off with a cloth and repeat the process all the way through the wood until you're all the way through it. Yes, it took a long time, and until I got it to a satisfactory amount of no Cosmoline coming up off the wood before I decided to sand it. And this is pretty much right here from this picture is what the wood looked like after I finally got done sanding it down to ready to stain it. So I didn't really like that color. I was gonna try to keep whatever its natural color was, but I didn't really like that. So I went out and got some stain, and this is cognac stain. So first I stained it with some cognac stain and let it dry sufficiently. And then I took a cloth and rubbed over the top of the stain after it dried so that I got a sufficient amount of the residue off it. And then I went over it with a satin polyurethane until I got this finish. So as you can see, I didn't do the work of a master wood craftsman on this thing because, you know, this is a surplus rifle. It's dinged up, it's banged up, and I still wanted it to look like a used surplus rifle. And that it does, right? I would only want this thing to look brand new if it was never used, and I just know that this thing was used. This was probably owned by some Chinese guy, and his name was probably something like Albert or something like that. But anyway, it's mine now, and this gun is in great working condition. This is a semi-automatic with the last round bolt hold open. Now I suppose I should give the safety Margarets their chance to virtue signal about their safety prowess at my expense, because there's rounds here on the table. Go ahead, guys, get it over with. You done? All right, the Kleenex are by the door. Let's move on with this. I'm not gonna load this gun, by the way, folks. These are only here for decoration. Anyway, last round hold open on this bolt. And to put the bolt back in the position, all you have to do is with this lever right here, open your magazine. You'll see it flops down just like that, which it's a 10-round magazine, so it's got a 10-round capacity. Pull your bolt back, put it back into position, click this in place, and disco. And so it has been cocked, and it is on safe right now, right there. This is the safety. Move it down into fire position. Did you all see that? Safe, fire. And the trigger is pretty all right. So let's bring it up close. It's not a very heavy trigger. We'll cock the gun again. Go ahead and release the magazine again so we can release the bolt, right? And the reset. There it is. It's an audible reset. It's a tactile reset, and I do like the way this gun shoots. Now, I took this to the range for a short amount of time, and I tested it, and I had 2 different kinds of ammo. I had the Red Army standard stuff in that white box. I was allowed to shoot it in the indoor range because it is lead core. It had a steel case, but it was lead core. They don't want you to shoot steel core ammo. And I also shot this Belam stuff. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Belam or Belam. And this seemed to be a very inexpensive all brass 7.62x39. So it shot the Red Army standard stuff and this Belam stuff quite well. And I am very satisfied. The very first shot, I could tell I was going to love this thing. And I prayed that it was going to be reliable, and it was. But this is the second rifle I restored. The first rifle I restored was this here, Chinese Type 53. But I don't have the bolt in it. I keep the bolt locked in my safe. And you'll see that it also has a spike type bayonet. And this one I did in pecan, right? Pretty much the same way I did this Type 56. So the Type 53 one that I just showed you had a 5-round capacity, and it was bolt action. This has a 10-round capacity and is semi-automatic. And so far, I love this thing. The action is very smooth. I was very fortunate to get one with a very smooth bolt right there. Very smooth. Like getting a Nuru massage from Danny DeVito. Very smooth. And I'm very happy with the work that I did on this Type 56 SKS. And I love shooting it even more so. But folks, before I continue on and show you the range footage, I'd like to ask you to hit that like and subscribe button down there. That would be doing me a big solid. That actually helps us content creators. And of course, with me being a little fish in the sea of big YouTube content creators, I would definitely appreciate the like and subscribe button. I would be eternally grateful. But this is the Type 56 SKS. Stand by for the range footage, and I appreciate you guys watching. I'll sign off now, and then we'll go into the range footage. My name is Chris. My email address is scrolling across the bottom of the screen as we speak right now. That's tooimproper@gmail.com. Write, and I will answer you, provided you're going to be polite about whatever it is you have to say. And if I've got the time. Thanks for watching, folks. God bless these United States of America, and keep on protecting your families, yourselves, your country, its flag, and its honor. It's the patriotic thing to do, which you all know makes it the right thing to do.